Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining our webinar called StarWind iSCSI 5.8 One Powerful Solution for Every Type of Need. My name is Anatoly Vilchinsky. I am support engineer at StarWind Software Incorporated, and today it will be my pleasure to tell you about all the possibilities of the latest version of StarWind iSCSI software. But first, let's get through today's agenda. First, just to remind basic to those attendees who are new to the SAN world, I will briefly explain when it should be used, what application requires SAN and what for. After, I will describe all the abilities of StarWind, which our users had in previously and that included in new version. Then you will get the description of all the new features of new version and I will explain its pros. Also, we will take a more detailed look at backup plugin. And after all that, we will have question and answer session where you will be welcome to ask all the questions that you have and you will definitely have all the answers. Okay, so as I said, let's do it briefly since I'm pretty sure that most of you do know what is SAN used for. But still, as you can see, on the diagram, we have got servers with applications that usually require some storage to obviously store the data, and that can be clustered. And usually they're running clustered, and cluster, as it known, requires SAN or DES. No, not DES, I'm sorry. I will not discuss DES or SAN topic because this is a lot of material dedicated to this topic. But long story short, as I told, storage area network is required for cluster. Only with SAN-based storage you can get enterprise level of reliability. And that is when StarWind comes into play providing it. So, what StarWind can provide as the SAN software? First of all, you can share entire hard drive and get good performance if using SSDs or SASs. As well, you can share the tape drive that as it now used to store the archives in bank, casino, some governments, institutions, etc. Create the virtual tape library that will emulate tapes and will use hard drive to store the data instead of tapes, so you're getting the increased performance in this case. You can even share the USB or CD drive. But what is more important, you have ability to create virtual hard drives and share it even create the snapshots from it and schedules them, of course. But snapshots are actually advanced features, so let's review them all. Okay, snapshots. By the way, they can be used as SYN provisioned, so you will use as much disk space as you require, not a byte more. As I mentioned before, StarWind can be used with any operating system or application. And by the way, StarWind iSCSI software is certified with VMware, Microsoft, and Zen Server. Among all our advanced features, you can find Mirror. What is it? Briefly, you have two VHDs. One is serving to store the data and simultaneously replicating all the data to the remote storage server that can be located not only in the same building but in another city, maybe country. So if you will be in a situation when you will lose primary data store, and let's hope no one will be in such a situation because no one likes it. So still, if you will face such situation, let's say it will be caused by some electricity failure, some human factor, or maybe tsunami, and connection with the primary data store will be lost, but you still have the connection to the remote site, disaster recovery site, you can simply establish connection with the server on the remote site and continue to run your production. Okay, mirroring is good. But what if you have something better? What? High availability. Let me explain. On the diagram below, you can see some basic virtualized environment with Hyper-V cluster like an example. Similar to mirroring, you also have two live copies of your data when using HA. But in this case, the failover and failback is totally automated. You didn't need to do anything manually except creation of HA storage. You can simply set up the storage, install it in your environment, and spend some time with your friends or family. And if your environment consists of clustered applications that is fitted by StarWind HA, you can be sure that your production will be up and running even if 50% of the servers will be dropped. And also we have special offer for those users who prefer using Hyper-V to other hypervisors. We call this edition StarWind Native SAN. Using it, you have possibility to run highly available storage cluster and cluster Hyper-V running only 2 physical hosts. So you have the same level of reliability and availability of your virtual machines, but you can utilize your existing hypervisor hosts. What does it mean for the customer or for StarWind user? Only one important thing. You save the money. You should purchase you shouldn't purchase additional 2 machines, and you can implement the switches that were required previously somewhere else. So it's savings. I also want to pay your attention to deduplication. What that thing for? Let me explain, please. Let's imagine that we have few hosts with some virtual machines, a mail server, database, anything else. What StarWind is doing is analyzing the data and searching for the similar data blocks, and on the SAN side, only one of the similar data blocks is stored plus map table for it. Other words, if you have 3 virtual machines, 50 gigs each, they will take only 50 gigs space instead of 150 on the SAN. I even can bet that this value will be even less than 50 gigs because there are definitely similar data blocks within one virtual machine. On experience of our beta testers and users, up to 70% of disk space was saved when using StarWind's deduplication feature. By the way, before version 5.8, deduplication was experimental, but now it is ready to use in a real production environment. Basically, this is new, so let's review all the things of new version. Let's first review the list of all new features, and after I will explain them all more detail, so you can see it on your screens now. Okay, so as I told before, the deduplication feature is stopped being experimental. This first of all, what we can see next is that with new version you can use several network interface cards for data synchronization. That is implemented in StarWind. Also, since version 5.8, your HA targets will synchronize automatically, even if both nodes will be turned off simultaneously. And also you have ability to use raw images to create HA. Moreover, you can change the partner on the fly. Also, we have our own transport technology for synchronization between nodes. And of course, we have backup plugin for Hyper-V machines. Let's go to the next slide. So, several NICs can be used for data sync channel. Usually, when user had need to increase the performance of synchronization channel, he used to team 2, 3, or more network interface cards in SAN host or using some additional software. We asked ourselves question, why cannot we allow our users to perform such management centralized through our management console? And we like that idea and we have implemented it. So now if you have 2 1 gig NICs, for example, you can simply set up to use both of them simultaneously for sync channel data link within StarWind management console. As a plus, you are getting centralized management and you have no need to use third-party software. One important thing that I haven't mentioned before. Previously, when using HA, you saw that only file that served as virtual hard drive, and the header of this file contains the information about synchronization of this device. In new version, we get this header outside the image files. As a result, let's just imagine the situation when both of your SAN servers are situated in the same building. And on some time you are getting some electricity failure. After both nodes will come back online, they will not know what node exactly contains the most recent data and which node should serve as a source for synchronization. So you should initiate synchronization manually. That was before 5.8. Now they will synchronize even after total production environment failure. How is it implemented? The data blocks are divided by the two 550K blocks, and information about the synchronization status of every block is stored in the header that, as I told previously, is stored in the separated file now. After the critical failure, StarWind engine will use this status information to know what exactly block should be synchronized in what exactly direction. Also, the result of getting header from within the image file. You can use raw images for HA. It can be used, for example, when you have only one server for some purpose, and second one will be added later after. In this case, you are simply creating basic image target on server 1, and when you will get the second server, you are installing StarWind there and creating a HA device based on the existing image with no downtime at all. What else we have got in version 5.8? Switch partner on the fly. This can be used when one StarWind server didn't survive some major hardware failure. In this case, you are purchasing another server or getting some existing one if you have one, installing StarWind there, creating targets with sites identical to targets sites previously used, and you are ready to go. Also, you can see that we have our own transport, our own iSCSI initiator for synchronization purposes. Why is it better? Well, first of all, because you don't need to use some third-party software for that. As it is known, we used Microsoft Initiator previously. That also means that fine-tuning of network is no longer so much required. You don't have to change register tweaks, jumbo frames, etc. to get a good performance results. Also, this is user mode application that is not installing any drivers. So in case of some failure, I believe that no one will face a single, but still, you will not get a blue screen of death. So it's much safer. And the backup plugin. But let's review it more detailed. With Hyper-V Backup, customer gets the storage and backup software from a single vendor. StarWind provides the end-to-end storage virtualization tool and backup data protection developed exclusively for Hyper-V environments. Microsoft Hyper-V has so far occupied strong position in thousands of server rooms worldwide. Backup software in Hyper-V environments has become a necessity, including companies to look for a reliable solution that can provide fast backup, restore, and recovery operations on a regular basis. There is a critical need for a solution that will be easily set up and managed and won't complicate the set of procedures of an ordinary IT department. Hyper-V Backup plugin provides fast and easy backup and reliable virtual machine restore. It reduces storage space requirements, introduces simple management, and has affordable price for SMBs. So, what feature it can offer? Agentless architecture is first, and one of my favorites actually. In order to minimize the harmful effect of the resource-intensive backup procedure on the system performance, Hyper-V Backup plugin implements the host-level backup approach. It means that backup is performed on the Hyper-V host, not at the virtual machine level. This architecture is also referred to as an agentless backup and provides the ability to backup eliminates the necessity for agent to be installed on guest system. Instead, the Hyper-V Backup agent is installed on every Hyper-V host running multiple virtual machines. All machines which are intended for backup are managed through the management console that monitors, administrates, and routes every backup. Agentless backup provides significant benefit to any business. Fewer activities are needed to install backup software, as well as less maintenance tasks are required. Since the whole process is managed by the host system, there is no need for virtual machine downtime for either the product installation or the backup process. Next is global deduplication. Today, data duplication technology is quickly becoming one of the most important features in the field of data backup and restore. In virtualized environments, there are usually many redundancies. Best practice require core operation system images that contain system files to be separated from application and file data. Generally, virtual infrastructure includes numerous virtual servers running multiple virtual machines that keep similar core operation system image files. All those images typically contain much duplicated or redundant data. StarWind Global Deduplication allows elimination of redundant data in both individuals' virtual machines archives and between all stored virtual machines within a storage pool. This technology allows considerable reduction of backup size and requires time by storing only unique data blocks. Data duplication that is used in virtualized environment demonstrates high dedupe ratios, allowing to cut storage space requirements, up to 80% actually. It allows an increase in the number of archives that can be saved in existing data storage and uses storage and memory resources effectively while reducing storage expenses and raising capacity. Next is Instant Virtual Machine Restore. Hyper-V Backup plugin presents virtual machines to the Hyper-V server in the Hyper-V native format, VHD. When a user needs to restore a virtual machine, there is no need to wait until it is recovered onto a SAN, because it performs reads and writes to the hard disk drive located on the backup server. Windows native VHD format makes archives transparent for third-party vendor software. Starting from Windows 7, archives are available for read and write operations without any additional programs. It is possible to copy an archive and simply launch a virtual machine from it, though an entire virtual machine or an individual object from any application or file system can be restored almost instantly by starting it directly from an archive. This feature minimizes downtime by running a virtual machine from a deduplicated backup file. Next in our list is restore of individual files. Hyper-V Backup plugin allows file recovery from any archive stored in VHD. It is necessary to attach an archive to a virtual machine as a new volume and copy the files intended for restore. And actually, that's it. Next is support of Windows native VSS service. The main problem of host-level backup is a constantly changing file system on VHDs in virtual machines. It is necessary to freeze them for backup. Microsoft implemented the Volume Shadow Copy service, also known as VSS technology, that can manage this challenge. Its basic reason is improvement of backup operation performance. VSS creates a snapshot of HDDs and makes the system stable for a backup tool to make its copy. VSS provides coordinated interactions of VSS over application, the Windows operating system, and stop all input-outputs at a definite point in time. As a result, there are no unaccomplished database transactions or unaccomplished application files. Such backups can be restored and result in totally functional application. Hyper-V Backup plugin is VSS-aware software, and that is fully leveraged Windows VSS service. Support of this feature delivers enhanced backup possibility and improved backup quality. Hyper-V Backup ensures data time consistency within an individual virtual machine and between all virtual machines running on a Hyper-V host. And there is no need to shut down virtual machines for backup, and so the possibility of open files conflict is eliminated. Next is incremental backup. Along with full backup of an entire virtual machine, Hyper-V Backup plugin provides incremental backup by the means of StarWind global deduplication. It saves only files that have changed since the last backup operation. It is the fastest way to save changed blocks in your applications and data. Thanks to this feature, only incremental changes, not the full backup files, are written to the storage. It saves storage space and time required for backup procedure. And of course, support of cluster shared volumes, CSV. In a server cluster using CSV, numerous virtual machines that are located on a different cluster nodes have access to their VHD files simultaneously, even in case the VHD files are stored on the same disk, logical unit number, within storage. Virtual machines are still able to fail over or change location from node to node, irrespective of one another. Hyper-V Backup plugin provides full backup support of cluster shared volumes. The solution performs backup from CSV, ensures time consistency of all backups, and gives the access to CSV for all clustered nodes simultaneously. Well, okay. Let's make some conclusions now. With StarWind version 5.8, you're getting 100% stability and uptime. StarWind technology allows its user to stay online even in case of most common failures. High availability. Well, of course, if you need your production to be uptime and running even in case of some storage failure, you definitely need HA. And as it's known, some of the downtime for some companies cost a lot. It can be even hundreds of $1,000s. So you should definitely consider using high availability storage in your production environment if you have such. State-of-art built-in deduplication. Well, I think it don't need any comments about it. And backup and restore functionality. As it known, the backup is even more required when using virtualization, and virtualization is widely used in production environments. So you definitely need some backup, and you definitely need a fast and reliable restore when using backup. So consider using it. Okay, now I will ask you to ask all of your questions that you have now, and I will answer all of them. Well, first of all, there is a lot of questions like, will we get a recorded webinar or link to one? Yes, this webinar is now recording, and in a short time it will be uploaded to our website, and you can find it on in the video section. If you will have some technical questions or you want to give your feedback about this webinar, please use my emails that you can see on your screen now. It's anatoly.vilchinsky@starwindsoftware.com. If you will have some sales question, you can ask them to my honorable colleagues at sales department using email sales@starwindsoftware.com. All of the marketing questions will be answered by my colleagues from marketing team, a couple of pretty girls, by the way. And if you need for some technical support, you can also use email support@starwindsoftware.com. So me and all of my colleagues from support department will see this email. Okay, let's go deeper to your questions. Anton Chernomazov is asking, what about Renode HA? And yes, we're developing. It should be available in one of the next versions. Actually, unfortunately I'm not really sure when exactly it will be available, because I don't really remember the roadmap that we have. But it definitely will be available, because I saw some pictures on the board at our R&D department. So we are working on it right now, and it will be available really soon. Thank you for your question, Anton. Next question from Mr. Bruno Villaria. I'm sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. Is there a NIX matrix compatibility for use on StarWind? Well, actually, no. We are like we don't actually care what network interface cards will you use, and we don't have some exact hardware compatibility list because we are always claiming that we are flexible software solution. But on my experience, if you want the good performance and if you want really reliable system that will be heavy loaded, uh, consider using Intel network interface cards. Well, the good proof of this concept is that uh, the performance result of 1 million input outputs were achieved when using Intel network interface cards. It was Intel test where Intel hardware were used and Microsoft operation system and StarWind random access memory drive target. So yeah, thank you for your question, Bruno. And next question from Mr. Samuel Cerruti. How to license per terabytes per server per module HA yeah, that's a good question. I can answer it. No matter that is a little bit sales. The licensing is per terabytes mostly. We have CDP edition that costs like something like a little bit less than $1,000. But all the rest are HA, the editions that contain HA, and they are licensing like per terabyte, so it's like 4 to 8 and go and go and go up to unlimited. And one license can cover up to 4 servers. And no, it's not per module, at least for now. Okay, thank you for the question. Next question from Xian Gao. Can StarWind used in disaster recovery between sites about 1,000 kilometers? Well, yeah, certainly it can. Actually, the distance is not some value that we can like use for saying yes or no. What you need to consider is the bandwidth and the response time. In future releases, we'll have improved replication to the remote site, where you will have ability to replicate the data, all the data that you need, over the low bandwidth channel, like 2 megabits or something. So soon, yeah, it's possible, so I would consider it. You can email me and we will discuss all the technical details. Next question from Robert Klein. Can the HA architecture be expanded to support a 10 terabyte SAN? What are the architectural limits? Our architecture, by the way, nice question, Robert, thank you. Our architecture allows you to use whatever disk space you want, but since our virtual drives are stored on the NTFS, the file system of Microsoft, the NTFS has the limitation of using size of single file. If I remember it correctly, it's 15 terabytes. So due to Microsoft, you cannot create HA more than 15 terabytes. But our software allows it. And by the way, in future release, should be released in 2 months, you will have ability to use the disk bridge that allows exporting the entire hard drive in HA mode. So if you have like RAID arrays with 20 terabytes, 2 RAID arrays, you can go ahead and create HA that will be 200 terabyte size. But actually, as I know from the best practices of hypervisor vendors at least, they are not recommending to use one huge shared storage to store virtual machines. I cannot say the exact numbers because for every hypervisor vendor they are different. But still, I would definitely take a close look at those best practices. Thank you for your question again, Robert. Next question from Samuel Ceruti. By the way, hello Samuel, I remember you from the previous webinars. Do you provide an integration model SRA for VMware SRM? Not for now, but we will be, definitely. Next question from Stefan Dick. Do you have representative in Germany? I'm pretty sure that we do have, but I'm not sure what exactly and if I can give you some contacts. I will really ask you to email me or to sales department, and we will definitely get in touch about this question. Thank you. Next question from Bruno Vieira. From Mr. Bruno. Is there a plan for South America support or representative? I'm interested in partnership if possible. Yeah, Bruno, it's the same question, so if we had the previous one. Please email to sales@starwindsoftware.com and we will definitely, my colleague will definitely contact you regarding to this question. Next question from Raquel Kinkerdal. It is recommended to use a dedicated network card for hardware between nodes in the HA cluster. I wouldn't say that this is like recommended. Let me explain, please. The heartbeat is just a simple ping signal that is generated between two nodes in case something is wrong with the synchronization data link that is used not only to synchronize data but for communication between the nodes. So if something wrong with it, one node is generating this is really small ping signal and they're communicating through this signal. So separated network interface cards for heartbeat is really redundant, especially if it's like 1 gig. It will not utilize, heartbeat will not utilize it even on, I don't know, 0.0001%. So no, I'm always saying that it's redundant, that there is no need to do this. So, and I'm not recommending it. You can put the heartbeat on the same IPs, so that are used for the iSCSI traffic, like for client access to HA storages. Thank you for your question, Raquel. Next question from Bruno. Cases and best practices in Dell server storages. Is there a link for download any kind of it? I'm sorry, are you asking me to provide you with the links for best practices of Dell? If yes, please let me know, but you can email me and maybe I will suggest you something, but actually I can give you the best practices of StarWind. Anton Chernomazov is asking, does StarWind SEN use compression when HA target synchronizing? No, it doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and if it would does, then I think it would slow the process of synchronization, and we need HA like fast. But I think it will be available in the future when that architecture will be a little bit improved. But it's not like 100%. It's only my guess. Okay, next question from Samuel Ceruti. Do you provide reporting tools about consumption trending? Actually, I'm not pretty sure that I understood this connection really correctly, but in our StarWind Management Console, we do have the tools that allows our users to monitor their system. We have the performance monitor. It allows our users to monitor the utilization of network, utilization of CPU, utilization of random access memory. Also, our tool allows you to monitor like this utilization for all the targets and for every target separately. I hope that I answered your question, but if not, please let me know. Okay, I see that we're over with all the questions. Okay, let's wait a couple of minutes, maybe sometime, maybe someone is just typing some questions. But if not, I will actually not be too surprised. Yeah. Yes, we got a question from Anton Chernomazov. Does StarWind Sun HA targets have protection from data corruption on one HA target? Actually, no. It's functioning like two basic image file targets that are synchronizing. In the future, we will have like HA plus snapshots. So you will get a snapshot from one of HA nodes. But now I don't really think so. Okay, next question from Samuel Cerruti. I was thinking about thin provision disks. That is a really good plan, my friend, because it allows you to not purchase additional storage if you have no need in it. So yeah, you're welcome to consider it using thin provisioned disk for you in your production environment. So maybe someone have some other questions? And I don't see any actually. Well, I think that because I explained everything really good. At least I hope so. Oh, we've got a question from Stefan Dicke. How can we use a StarWind SAN to store data for use both Apple computers and Windows SMB problem? Wow, that is actually a good question. StarWind can be installed on the Windows only, but over the like a client machine, client application can be used any of those. So StarWind disk can be used by Windows, by VMware, by Xen, by any Linux operation system, and so as the Apple computers. But if you need to simultaneous access for Apple computers, and I bet that you have no clusters, then actually I really doubt in that there's possibility to cluster Apple machines. So you need some third-party software that will be like judge for the consider using Medicine or something. But yeah, technically StarWind can provide this to you, Stefan. Okay, we'll get another question from Mr. Henrik 1. Do I need to install antivirus on StarWind servers? Well, this is not required at all. And actually, between you guys and me, I'm not using antivirus at all because I don't really need. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm then loading. So, and by the way, we have a joke here. If you don't want to have the problems with viruses, use Note 32. It doesn't see viruses at all. Okay, next question from Nizar Ahmed. We can use workstation or server machine for StarWind SAN. Yeah, you can use both actually. Just take a look at the system requirements. You can find them on our website. Well, just Google for system requirements StarWind and you will see them. And believe me, the StarWind is not so like The requirements are not too big, and actually StarWind is running on my laptop, not in HA mode of course, but some basic features I can create them and they're functioning. Okay, maybe we have got some else questions here. No, I don't see any of them. Well, okay, guys, then thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you that you gave 40 minutes of your life for our webinar. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad to see all of you, especially the ones that are uh, visiting our webinars every week. Thank you once again. Feel free to contact me directly if you have any question. And have a nice day there, everybody. Good luck to all of you. Goodbye.